starting in a bit, and
There we go.
red team's gonna be banning first. So we'll see what I think that's Meowpork. Yeah, that's Meowpork.
Meowpork's gonna ban first. And just as you said, should be a good game because it consists of both veteran members, veteran teams.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see what Meowpork has in store for us, and the new Renovatio as well.
True, and it's not a surprise.
It's not a surprise that
Ragnaros.
Ragnaros, because
Yeah.
Teddy himself mentioned, he thinks it's broken. I think you can work around Ragnaros.
Yes, that is true. Actually, there is a wonder if Artana is gonna get banned this time around, and we've seen earlier the combination of the Brightwing, Tassadar, and Illidan. I'm not sure if that's gonna appear just yet, but I might see maybe a contestant on either ETC, the usual ETC and Diablo for the initiates and engages.
Ooh.
But then wow, Zul being
Zul.
banned.
Well, yeah, because Zul is a pretty good ban in Infernal Shrines because his second ability, which is the the swipe, he clears minions pretty well, and looks like the
Wow.
first pick for the red team is Sylvanas, which is also a really good specialist
Yeah.
because you wouldn't want your Punisher to be damaged too much by the tower, so
True.
you disable the enemy towers
Yeah,
as well. So
exactly. Super confident though. Can you imagine how powerful their push is gonna be
Oh.
afterwards? And the Kerrigan
Kerrigan.
being locked.
Hello. Wow. Pretty much. Wow. And Ardanis as well.
Oh, that's open. So that's pretty scary when everybody just jumps on you.
Yeah, everybody's gonna jump on you. Everybody's gonna swap you from here to there.
Yeah, insta kill. Look at that. All those really painful damage.
But
coming in.
I'd like to point out, Kerrigan has a passive ability that when he kills a minion, he also gets mana back in turn. So it's pretty much a very fast clear as well. Oh, and it looks like the red team gonna be going for Tassadar. Oh, the double support right there.
Actually, that is actually a good pick because can you imagine if the Tassadar is in the hands of Kerrigan and Artanis? You just put it's Uber shield for days.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's just gonna be difficult to
deal with them.
Yeah,
both.
to deal with them, and they get super sustained in a team fight. So I like the response here coming from.
Yeah, but for Meowpork. But
Yeah.
they're gonna have to pick heroes that is going to be advantageous to them as well. A tank
True.
and an assassin right there, because you have two supports, so you're gonna have to get the two the two complementing tanks and assassin right there. Oh, the Tychus ban. That's actually a pretty good ban for them right there, because the damage that Tychus does to Artanis and Kerrigan will be pretty vital right there.
That is true.
And a pretty good reaction for Renovatio right there. But we're gonna see what
What are they gonna?
Meowpork's gonna ban. I think it's going to be a tank or maybe a support,
Yeah,
because
they're running out of.
they're running out of options right now.
the best support at the moment. So
Yeah.
maybe they could get a Brightwing, maybe just in case that they can stay on to another lane, and then when Kerrigan and Artanis want to decide to go in, then Brightwing can just go join them if ever they find
That's
a
true.
good pick. So,
But what I would be surprised if Renovatio picked Uther.
oh, why is that? Why is that?
Well, Uther's been falling out pretty badly, but they buffed him to like 10 armor. But that's
Oh.
still a good game changer. Divine Shield is always a game changer for Uther, but looks like
A
ooh,
Falstad
a
being banned instead.
an assassin. Well, it looks like Meowpork doesn't want to give Renovatio the world, from traveling place to place, the world XP as we call it, and Johanna goes down as a
Wow.
tank. That's a pretty good tank as well, because the second ability that Johanna dishes out, it pulls up any enemy minions, and then when Kerrigan can go in, it's going to be picked off left and right.
So
like
more-
one, two, three minions right there.
Wow. So that kind of synergy during the lane would be really beneficial for both of them. Anyway, though, two more for the red side.
Yeah, for Meowpork.
For Meowpork.
Like I said, it has to be a tank and an assassin right now, because Sylvanas does do pretty much damage, but it's not until level 16 talent that she gets really damaging because her passive, the passive. Ooh, the Gul'dan. Yes, and then ETC. Oh yes, as
That's
mentioned
a nice
before, ETC, pretty much, yeah, like you mentioned, is going to be the going to be really good here because Artanis and Kerrigan goes in. Ooh, surprisingly, a Rhaegar for versus the ETC. But you know, if ETC gets a good mosh pit versus Johanna, Artanis, even Kerrigan
before they even set up.
Before they even set up, those are 4 melee characters.
That is true.
The only CC that can save them from a mosh pit is Vala's Reign of Vengeance.
True.
Strafe's not gonna do much in this composition because Malfurion can counter that pretty much right away with the healing ultimate, or maybe even the silence.
Actually, it's all up to execution because a lot of them, these both team comps have their own strengths and weaknesses, and they seem to just have to rely on either the best set. Meanwhile, for Meowpork, if they're able to land that, and really good sieging potential on their side. Meanwhile, for the side of Renovatio, it's all up to the picks, making it instantly a 5v4, if you will, and really good sustained team fights. Make the picks as well with the Artanis, with the Phase Prism.
I mean, you know, Artanis is going to have to swap somebody out. Kerrigan is going to have to go in. The follow-ups are going to have to be precise with this team. So it's going to be picking versus control. Because control for Team Meowpork, and for picking, it's going to be for Renovatio.
Yeah, and
sorry, excuse me. What I've mentioned with Renovatio, they like to pick their
exactly.
opponents one by one.
I was about to bring that up with you.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's fine. But just as you said, it is their play style, and it seems that they're gonna be playing with their strengths at this point. So Meowpork.
Yep. So sorry.
Renovatio actually is still on the blue side. That's stronger there in NSJ.
Okay. So wow, I'm confused with the. That's okay, but as we see with the blue team, it's going to be his Koa with Artanis, NSJ going to be Vala. Stronger. Whoa, he's actually playing an assassin now. That's pretty much new for me. And it's going to be red team. You know, we'll see how both of these teams battle it out, duke it out during the clashes right now. And they're all going to the middle, excited to see what's going to happen.
Yeah, we'll see with whoever gets the pick, though. Artanis can make that potential first pick, but since they are aware, Meowpork is aware of that first pick potential, just try to zone. Oh, actually, Artanis at the top. Never mind.
And looks like Johanna was going to be in the middle. They're going to try to contest the lane, you know, clear it out very much. You know, I'm not surprised with Rhaegar picking the Lightning Bond skill, which is pretty good for clearing the lanes. And for Johanna, that's actually new regeneration talent. It looks like Rhaegar trying to be caught out of place, but the Cursa backs out instead. So they're going to be clearing the lanes. Looks like not really going to be killing anybody anytime soon.
Yeah.
They're both playing it safe, trying to clear out the lanes. Oh, looks like a clash is happening. And looks like Gul'dan is caught out of place, and first blood goes to team, to Team Renovatio.
That's what we're talking about. Fast kills, insta 5v4, especially when they are going to play around the objectives later on when they spawn. So I'm pretty sure Meowpork should be careful the next time they're around. But there goes Kerrigan jumping in and zoning away the rest of the members. Rhaegar trying to body block ETC's escape path, but looks like they won't be pursuing that anytime soon.
Won't be pursuing that anytime soon. That's right. Primo doing a good job clearing the lanes as well. As, you know, and like I mentioned, it's pretty surprising with regeneration talent. I haven't seen that for Johanna in a very long time. And Gul'dan actually caught out of place once again. You know, this is what I've been saying. You need to act quickly. As soon as the objective comes out and one enemy is down, you're going to go for the objective right away. And they're even ahead in the experience points.
Yes, and just in time, when the shrine is active, looks like they're trying to... they've already activated the shrine, still trying to zone the rest of the members from Meowpork to even getting near that point. But looks like Stronger is in a comfortable spot. They are trying to get a sneaky, what do you call this, flank?
Oh, looks like the Cursa is in a bad position. Primo trying to lure in ETC right now. Looks like Vala vaulted in. I don't think that was a bit necessary, but, you know, trying to get in. Oh, Primo gets caught out of place, but it looks like he's going to not gonna be contested anytime soon. It looks like the objective, as I've mentioned, look at this.
Wow.
Renovatio. Oh,
Look at that placement of the totem of Rhaegar earlier. It was really well placed.
it was it was well placed to make sure that Meowpork couldn't go in right there. And
Yes.
like I said, in this map, when as soon as the Punisher tries to get somebody, you're gonna have a rough time right now. Looks like
There we go.
Tassadar didn't want a wrestling match with the Punisher anytime soon right there.
There
A
we
good
go.
evasion by Tassadar right there. Really well well executed by Tassadar. Ooh, and looks like Rhaegar trying to zone out, Gul'dan and Sylvanas, but I was surprised by his move right there. And
Yeah, good thing they played it safe. Meowpork actually playing it safe, getting their ground, and not just letting 2 towers fall down. But at this point, that structure is pretty low at the moment. But looks like they will regain their positions.
I think NSJ is gonna go for the tower, gonna destroy it. But right now, they
go.
did, and looks like Gul'dan is caught out of place. The blue team actually is really low, but Primo from the side,
Man.
stronger. Stun doesn't really connect, but he gets out right away. Ryzen pretty low and he's taken down
my
by
God.
NSJ right there. And looks like the talent build for Vala right there, pretty much the damage output. As we see, the attack speed for the first, and then the multi-shot. That's for the clearing,
That's for the
right?
clearing, yeah.
Right there.
And look at that, after getting a camp as well, so that will buy them some time to actually roam around from mid and then top. And since, bottom lane is still busy, so they're chunking them slowly, zoning Meowpork out of the way, and pressuring them to actually soak in the other lanes and not being able to join their forces anytime soon if they try to make a pick once again. So it's really difficult at this point, although, the level gap is still not as far as the previous matches we have witnessed earlier. So level 10 is where it's at.
Yeah. So, what we've seen right now, what I've mentioned, they're going to go for the objectives as soon as they're up in levels.
Yes.
Yeah, we're going to get objectives left and right, and you're going to have to deal with them anytime soon, because if you don't, you're going to pretty much lose the map control.
True.
Even with Sylvanas, they're having a tough time trying to deal with Renovatio right now. And the
Yeah.
Shrine is coming up, and it looks like Renovatio is going, like I said, they're not going to go for the Shrine right away.
Oh,
But-
looks like they activated it.
Meowpork
Meowpork activated it.
They're going to try to take the objective first. They're trying to lure Renovatio in, but looks like it's not really going to work out
Yeah,
for them.
it's
right
scary because they're close to level 10, and once that spike hits, they won't hesitate to actually go in. NSJ,
Ooh.
great heals coming
Good.
from their side. Almost dead though.
there.
earlier.
Yeah, that's pretty scary damage by Gul'dan right there. They
Yes.
dealt out so much, but as you've said, level 10 is where it's at. I'm surprised with, Meowpork has to soak the lanes right now. I mean, the Punisher isn't really, time to contest in anything.
Yes.
Oh, they get, looks like Rhaegar and Johanna gets rooted, but not really much damage coming out of Malfurion right there.
Yeah.
So it looks like Kerrigan going for the Storm. Artanis going for the Suppression Blade. The
Oh,
stun goes
no.
down. Oh, the Bloodlust by
Wow.
Rhaegar right there. They're trying to go in. ETC is gonna have a rough time as soon as he does get out
Man.
as much. But
Yeah.
Bloodlust going down for Rhaegar right there and then.
Yeah,
Pretty
and
much surprising.
and the double stun coming from the Vala earlier. That was really impressive.
Yep.
Too bad they weren't able to secure that other ETC. But, they zoned them away just in time. Punisher even already being spawned, destroying all the structures coming from a Meowpork. They're knocking on the door.
Yeah, they're knocking on that core.
Yeah.
Ooh, Malfurion gets a wrestling match with the Punisher. But anytime soon, the Punisher does go down. A pretty good lure for the Punisher right there.
Yes.
Like we've said, Sylvanas also does a lot of damage to the minions. And it's a pretty good counter against the Punisher. But, seeing as the level gaps are for Renovatio
Yeah.
right now, they're pretty much applying more pressure. They're soaking the lanes. They're getting objectives. They're keeping up the XP advantage.
Yeah.
They don't need to kill right now. They can just soak the XP
Yes.
lanes. Just be careful about it though, and Meowpork is trying to defend left and right. Looks like a clash will be going down in the bottom lane. Not so much though.
Well, the thing is, with their comp, they really need ETC. If you combine it with Twilight of the Malfurion, if ever, they'll get a nice set, then they can clean up nicely.
Yeah,
But the thing is, they can't find any opportunity at all because they keep catching them off guard, rotating and separating them, forcing them to rotate from one lane to another just so that they can keep up and soak. So that's where their problem lies for Meowpork at the moment. They just have to find that right opportunity.
They have to find the right opportunity to really clash. And I think ETC picked the mosh pit, or does that look like a stage dive too right there?
Probably a stage dive because he keeps soaking the lane from another.
He keeps separating the lane.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a stage dive, excuse me. Yep, it's a stage dive. Thank you very much. So, it looks like, Kiskoa trying to swap in with Tassadar, but just right in time. Stronger actually goes in for the wall, but the cleanse goes down for Malfurion right there. And looks like Primo is out of place, but the Unstoppable will save him enough time. Tassadar slowing Primo right there and then, but he's going to get out just in the nick of time right there. But that was a pretty good jump for Kerrigan right there. That was a very scary moment for Gul'dan. You don't want to be picked off again, little orc.
Definitely. Meowpork holding on their own and holding on to that stage dive as well. Just sitting on the top lane where ETC is at, but then the Shrine is already being activated stronger and being added again. That's going to be like their third Punisher of the game already, and looks like they're still gonna let that slide into Renovatio because maybe they're confident that they can take it. They can take out the Punisher really quickly. And
NSJ is very much right in front, but he's not gonna soak damage anytime soon. But Renovatio again with the Immortal. Wow, you know how Kerrigan is really vital in this map. It's really getting the objectives right away. And look at the mana. Like I've mentioned, the Kerrigan just jumps and gets mana right away.
Yeah.
Like nothing ever really happened.
Yeah, no need to go home.
No need to get from the fountain.
From the fountain.
But wow, even for Meowpork right now, they're dishing out damage pretty well. And it looks like Tassadar not going to be evading the Punisher anytime soon. Looks like he just wants to lure it in, Malfurion gets rooted by the cold, but the Ice Punisher, but it's not really going to work out. Primo trying to go in, but he doesn't really connect. But Stronger goes in, gets in Sylvanas. The Unstoppable was stunned. Looks like NSJ in a pretty bad spot, and he's going to be taken down by ETC right there.
Wow, everyone's blinded.
Yeah, Stronger trying to go in. Going to be picking up Sylvanas right there and then, but no, it's the dream goes out for Malfurion, but looks like the blue team are pretty low right now. Artanis is the only saving grace right now. The shields
are OP. Can you reach it? Can you?
Primo gets the kill, and looks like a support and a tank comes out on top. But but what we seen from the clash right there, wow, that was actually pretty good from Meowpork. They did pull off like they caught NSJ off guard.
Yes.
But at the same time, they couldn't sustain each other right away because
and they couldn't finish off the targets, even though a lot of people are pretty low.
Yeah, because we've seen in the clash, but still Renovatio is up on top because they've got the second tower that's inside. Pretty much what you want in this game, because if you're concentrating too much on that Punisher objective, those catapults are going to deal a lot of damage to the towers, and if you leave that ignored, wow. But Meowpork is looking. They're looking like they're going to come back into this game. They're going to have to be extra careful from now on. They are getting their objectives, which is pretty good, but Renovatio really clears them up really fast as well.
Well, look at that. Renovatio still, though, has that map pressure, taking most of the map in this battle cry at the moment, and the Shrine is going to be activating soon. We'll see, though, if they are going to try and contest this time around, but they're not level 16 just yet. They're close, though.
They're close. Looks like Stronger going for Tikerza. ETC looks like he's in a pretty bad spot right now. He's trying to micro away, but I don't think it's gonna be enough, as everybody is right there except for Artanis. Well, they did get level 16.
Yes, they did.
Which was what they accomplished. But right now, since they're down by one member,
They're down by one member, and a really crucial ult
crucial
to
moment, yeah.
actually try and engage and start a fight with that ETC being down. And they'd have to give this fourth Punisher. It's slowly chipping down their structures, of course, but because of the previous fight earlier, they do have a chance to win a fight, take camps, try to push it out. They do have a Sylvanas on their side. Yes, Sylvanas on their side. So it is going to be pretty fast later on, especially as the levels progress. But the Punisher is really crucial. It really stalls their momentum in terms of if they want to push so hard onto the lanes.
Yes, and since it's the middle lane, Renovatio is going to look to like, get more of the catapults to push to the core as well.
True.
And as I've mentioned in this moment, since that's a Punisher, they're gonna try to follow up. It looks like it's gonna be Artanis though. Excuse me, Tassadar. But anyway, right now they're gonna be pushing the lane while Meowpork does. Oh, looks like the ultimate ability. The stage dive goes on Artanis. The suppression field goes down for Artanis as well. It looks like ETC. Oh, the silence goes down as well. But it looks like, oh, NSJ gets caught right there. Stun goes down for Primo, but I think that was a bit too late. Stronger looking pretty low. Primo also going to be picked off right there. They're going to have to be careful. And Sylvanas goes down. And it looks like Hiskoa is going to be going for Gul'dan right here. Right there. And then it looks like the Punisher joins in the fight. It's going to be wrestling. And Gul'dan goes down. I think Renovatio is going to look to end this. Is it going to be enough though? But, excuse me,
Malfurion! Okay, there you go. You did your job. You did your job.
You distracted, but I don't think it's going to be enough. And the first game goes to Renovatio right there.
Man, you saw the Punisher was busy hitting the core, and then he suddenly joins the fight.
Oh, man. Gentlemen.
Well, they're -1 member. You know what? I'm just going to be subbing for whoever fell down to that battle. So, again, congratulations to Renovatio.
You know, when a wrestler hits you, it hits you hard.
Yeah.
The Punisher going John Cena on Gul'dan right there. Oh, what a surprise. And what a good first game.
It is. It is.
Meowpork was actually putting up a really good fight.
Yeah.
But, Renovatio still coming out on top right there.
Yeah, there were so many instances. I mean, there was this one instance they could have won the fight, but I guess it wasn't really enough. They had to deal with the pressure of the Punisher. They were already damaged from the fight trying to defend. So, you know what? Maybe a little bit of a proper set.
Yeah,
perhaps?
but I'm actually doubting the choice for a stage dive right there because I would have loved to see the mosh pit instead because it's 4 melee heroes as I've mentioned. The mosh pit would have been nice because you have a cleanse for Malfurion, and that 1 second cleanse is all you need for the mosh pit to connect and not be stunned at the same time. Sure, Avala has like 2 charges of Rain of Vengeance.
Yeah, the stun.
But once you bait out the first Rain of Vengeance, then the second is going to be used. That's going to be pretty much useless as soon as you put your cleanse on ETC.
True.
And as soon as that connects, Gul'dan is going to have a field day, damaging here and there with his abilities. Even the Horrify, I couldn't feel Gul'dan as much as because of the Punisher.
Yeah,
as I mentioned,
Punisher.
Gul'dan couldn't connect as much because he was concentrating too much on just one hero.
True.
It wasn't all on damage. We've seen during the fights that NSJ was always caught 1 by 1.
Yeah.
But Gul'dan is an AoE type of guy. You want to damage output everybody as soon as they connect. But as we've seen, Renovatio really knows how to micro their heroes instead of clumping down together.
And they actually pressured Meowpork to get separated instead of, their strength is actually, being together.
Yeah.
And, if anyone from the assassins on the side of Renovatio actually tries to jump in, then they counter it.
Yeah, then they counter it. But, I think the pressure was really going on for Meowpork right there. They were really struggling with the pressure that Renovatio was putting down.
Yeah, because you saw their Renovatio's rotations. They were really, really fast. It's like they couldn't keep up with it. And then eventually they actually picked the stage dive instead.
Yeah,
tried
they picked a stage dive.
Put ETC on a different lane, tried to soak for the team.
Yeah, I would have loved to see ETC instead of soaking the lane. ETC would have been ganking instead of soaking because yeah, stage dive is a really good talent, but
Mhm.
ETC lives for ganking
Yeah, true.
from here and there. Mentioning ETC in the previous patches when he was really good, you couldn't even stun him when he was sliding, but not right now in the meta right now because as soon as he slides, you can actually stop it. But in the previous, he was so
Oh,
unstoppable that you
once he
know
slides, you
he
can't.
slides once he slides and he gets someone. There's
You
no
can't
going back.
counter.
You can't counter it anymore. He gets here. He gets there. The
I
the
see.
guy is pretty much everywhere.
Man. So
Hmm.
again, the next map though, Infernal Shrine. Congratulations again to Renovatio against
Hmm.
Meowpork. But second map, Sky Temple.
Yeah, it's
What do you
gonna be
say?
Sky Temple. Pretty much how I see, the
The
game.
same for
The same
Renovatio,
Renovation.
right?
They're gonna be picking off every member from one person to another. That's what I think. That's what Renovation lives for.
Yeah.
Once they get one hero advantage, it's going to be there. It's going to be here. They're
Yeah.
going to be and even if they don't concentrate too much on the objective, they still have the XP advantage.
Advantage. True
They're gonna
that.
be
True that.
soaking here and there.
Yeah, it seems like their strategy seems to be more like putting more pressure around the map so your enemy is forced to actually
Yeah,
follow you
the follow.
around.
Yeah,
So we'll see though. We haven't seen where Meowpork has actually caught,
yeah.
Renovation off guard. I mean, there was a
There
point
was a point.
that NSJ I think almost died, got
Mhm.
picked off by Gul'dan, I
Yeah,
think.
he got picked off by Goldan and he got picked off by ETC. But that was
Yeah.
that was one time
Yeah.
NSJ got picked off. But the other times, when was caught off guard, NSJ didn't really die.
Yeah, he
Mhm.
got that insta heal, right? Did Rhaegar get ancestral healing?
Yeah,
He got
no, no,
ancestral.
he didn't take
Oh,
ancestral healing
okay.
because what I've noticed from that match, they really wanna
Go all
go
in.
all in with the damage because
Yeah.
what I've seen, because Gul'dan really does a lot of significant damage per second,
Uh-huh.
and they didn't want to go for the ancestral healing because
They,
I think they just wanted to go all in with the damage
yeah, because
because
they
ancestral healing takes so much mana,
true that. True
and
that.
then what I've seen with offensive talents for Rhaegar at the very start, the lightning bond, deals so much as well that you couldn't even see what's happening to the damage. Even the shield at the
True.
13th talent for Rhaegar,
Yeah, it
eh,
works well, especially if you're
it
trying to
works
take
well with
the
that comp.
infernal
Mm-mm.
shrine, and when Kerrigan or Etarnus jumps
Yeah,
in. Yeah.
what I've noticed, almost everybody in that team had shields. Johanna had a shield.
Yeah.
Kerrigan had a passive shield.
Good thing they didn't get Tassadar.
Yeah, they did it. Tassadar. Tassadar would have been a great pick right there.
Yeah.
So we're here going to the second game. It's going to be Sky Temple.
Yes, sir. We'll
Uh,
see though if something will change for the drafting phase of. Well, they did a pretty good job for their drafting. For
mhm.
me, on Meowpork
Meowpork.
side, it's just that they really had a hard time.
They really
trying,
had a hard time.
trying to adjust this time around.
Mhm.
Ragnaros.
Ragnaros. Ragnaros for the first ban, everybody. Raise your Ragnaros banners.
Yes, sir. And
The-
before it's not, but yeah.
but we'll see what happens. Ragnaros is pretty much a top ban even in Hero League right now because
True.
Molten Core. Yep,
There
they're
we go.
hovering over it. Is it gonna be you, the
I
Fire
think
Lord?
it might be him. It might be him. So, with Renovatio being that all-in or pick comp kind of team, I guess they will expect more. Do you think they'd opt for double support this time around for Meowpork? Or
Well, it depends though. Whoa, that's actually
Diablo
new.
being banned.
Diablo being banned.
so.
I think the red team's Renovatio right now.
All right.
So I think Renovatio wants to pick Ragnaros right there and then. But we'll see. We'll see what the blue team. I think it's Meowpork. Excuse me,
Yes.
Meowpork, going for the first ban.
Mhm.
Well, they have time to pick it out. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, yeah. I wanna see Oriel actually in
In the game.
this tournament for C rather.
in the C scene. Yeah,
The C
because
scene.
Oriel is pretty good. A healer that doesn't really need mana to
yeah.
heal up, which is pretty game changing as well. If you pick the right talents for Oriel, it's going to be a pretty annoying Oriel as well. Healing
Definitely.
there and then, and as soon as Oriel gets the damage output that
Charges her
that charges her
energy
energy,
right away.
it's
Yeah.
gonna be Ragnaros. And not really a surprise.
Actually,
Well, anyway,
Diablo, yeah.
yeah, Diablo for the first ban. I'm curious to see what the red team's gonna pick right now.
Yeah, what kind of are they still gonna go for the pick type and fast rotations and just try to do the same thing what they did? But it looks like they're gonna have a Falstad, really really painful.
Yeah, I mean,
Hero.
Artanis actually going down for the blue team.
They're gonna take it away from you, man.
Yeah, so as Teddy has said with Falstad, you'd want that global positioning, you'd want that soak lane
Yes,
right
true.
now, and you'd want to go to the objective right away. With the passive ability is so good that you can't really argue with it. And look, it looks like Malfurion's going to be picked out as well. Malfurion and Artanis go really well together because the heal and the shields that they
Yes.
both do, and you're not really sure if the 75% of HP of Artanis, really goes down because once the shield comes up, he's gonna regenerate at the same time with Malfurion's healing. So
True.
that's pretty much what they live for. And looks like it's
Varian.
Varian. I think why they're picking Varian is because of
Why?
Artanis. The shields, it's going to be annoying. So
Yeah.
you want Varian to break through the shield.
That
you know,
is true.
And with the multi-class, oh,
There
it's
we
a
go.
bright
It's
wing
a bright wing.
for the red team, right there.
So more globals and more responding right away to wherever lane
yeah.
that needs help this time around for Renovatio. So for Malfurion, you mentioned that the Artanis and Malfurion duo is also a good synergy pick. Can you imagine also the kind of sets that they would do with the Twilight Dream, the
Yes.
Silence? So
The Silence.
Artanis wouldn't be bothered if he wants to go all in.
Yeah. It's that's pretty much how Malfurion wants it to go. As soon as you swap somebody out, I'm gonna root you in place.
Yes.
Like you're gonna have a hard time trying to get out of the position you're in right now because that's what these two live for as well.
Maybe that's what they're aiming for, Meowpork, because we've seen in the previous match that some members of Renovatio has been caught out of position. It's just that they're not. They weren't able to finish the target quickly, or that's true. There we go.
For ETC ban,
being banned.
that's actually a good tank ban as well. And looks like for the red team, they're gonna be banning
Tassadar, so no shields.
So no shields for you, my dear Artanis.
Yes, three.
Because even if you do have Varian, but you still give Tassadar away, that's still gonna be pretty annoying. Even if Varian has a level 16 talent that breaks the shield, Tassadar's still gonna be pretty annoying.
There we
And
go.
we finally see a
Dehaka.
Dehaka, a global for the blue team right there and then.
Yeah, just try to counter what they have as well on the other side. I mean, that's Falstad and Brightwing on the same team. So you gotta have that a little bit of a.
So the blue
counter.
team, is going to be going for like the dual tank build here, right here.
Do that.
So I'm curious to what ultimate the Haka is gonna get. Is he going to get the blind silence, or is he going to go for the regeneration?
That is true. That is true. You know what? Tychus is also open if they're going for the.
That's a good pick for the red team
That's
right
the red
now.
team. Yeah,
Ooh,
they're going
Zarya.
double.
That's
So-
that's actually triple tank.
Triple
right there.
tank.
Zarya is always a good second tank, but you know what? What's gonna counter this opposition is a Tychus.
Yes, definitely.
Tychus's passive ability damages based on the target's HP. And
Yes.
as soon as you get so much shield, your Tychus is gonna cream your shields also right away. And
Exactly.
there we go.
We're expecting
right there.
that.
And a Samuro. That's the
that's-
first time I've seen. Well, excuse me. I've been watching the HGC of North America and the European scene.
Yeah.
Samuro is actually a good pick right there. I mean, you wanna scout ahead with the Windwalk ability right there, and it lasts a pretty long time for Samuro as well. So
True.
they're gonna have like global presence and scouting ability at the same time. So we're gonna need for the blue team is like I think it would be a good
Yeah.
time to go like Vala or maybe Li Ming, but Vala right now is looking pretty good as well because it's a Gul'dan.
It's a Gul'dan instead.
Oh yeah, yeah, okay.
Alrighty.
The Gul'dan I think is a good counter for Samuro and Varian as well because Varian does protect himself from all the damage, but at the same time he doesn't really negate the poison damage per second that Gul'dan dishes out. So we're gonna see what happens, and Malfurion's passive ability, the mana on
regen,
Gul'dan
yeah.
is really insane.
Yeah, so they can just keep with a sustained team
Yeah,
fight
the same-
if ever
same
they
team
find one.
fights.
Yeah.
Yeah, but even for the red team right now, for for
Meowpork.
no, it's
Renovatio.
It's Renovatio. Brightwing is also going to be sustaining the team pretty
True.
much right there. But we'll see how it holds out. A triple tank. Wow, that's a first for the C scene.
Yeah, and exactly. And actually pretty worried because, they actually get Tychus, but their, what do you call this? Their comp is also the type that actually likes to rotate and surprise again. It actually fits them well. But Tychus shouldn't be left alone. I mean, he does have his grenade to try to get away when he's in danger if ever he gets chased down. But then again, it's still, at least there's still a Brightwing if ever. But we'll see how this pans out. What kind of strategy this
what
time
kind
around?
of strategy pans out for the triple tank? I actually remember something.
Uh-huh.
The very first time I actually joined the pro scene, when I was still a captain, we actually made a mistake for like a triple tank.
So how
Because
did that end?
We actually won the game.
Oh.
It was Chen, Tehran, and others that time.
Nice.
Actually, we made a mistake with picking right there and then, but
It worked out.
it worked
in the
out
end.
in the end.
Yeah.
Somewhere there. But anyway, so Sky Temple, it's gonna be Renovatio versus Meowpork right now. Tychus is, I bet it's on NSJ right now. Oh,
Yes.
yes, it is.
It is.
And stronger and an assassin again. It's not really a
Not
surprise.
support tank
Oh,
anymore.
he gets caught out of place. That was a pretty bad move right there.
Oh no!
Oh, man.
They foresaw
They
that kind
foresaw
of
that coming.
first
But,
play to secure vision.
yeah, they were
Oh.
trying to get it there, but that was a pretty bad move for
Man.
Stronger right there. You were
The
out of place.
Haka. Oh
The
man.
Haka was waiting for you right there.
That was a good one. It was a
And-
surprise.
And with his flight ability on cooldown, Falstad is gonna have to fly himself the normal way.
We're all the way back to lane.
Yeah, so right now, I think Renovatio is going to have to stabilize right now. Oh, wow, and the Haka picking actually the right, the illusion.
Yeah.
It looks like a clash is going down. Primo looking pretty low. NSJ also pretty much damaged by Gul'dan. Wow, he's dishing out so much. Looks
Yeah.
like Renovatio is having a tough time. And wow,
Stronger.
stronger.
Getting poked out.
Don't get caught out, my friend.
Getting poked out. The Haka again doing his thing, just pulling in
Wow.
closer on his Skoa. His Skoa trying to run away. He's pretty low. Might be forced to drink on the well.
On the well, yeah. So, sorry. Wow, Hiskoa having a pretty tough time against the Haka right there. It's a pretty much it hurts because of that
Yeah.
swarm ability. And Samuro's having a hard time. He's trying to
Oh,
clear the
no.
lanes as well.
Look
But
at that.
Wow. The ability that the Haka has to clear the lanes is faster than what Samuro deals out.
That
It looks
is
like
true.
the top shrine temple is gonna be going to Meowpork right there and then.
Yes.
Renovatio trying to clear for the middle, but I don't think it's happening anytime soon. But as I've mentioned a while ago, look, they're not really going to prioritize the objectives right now.
Yes.
They're gonna try to get the XP because they've been lacking as well.
True
It's
that.
like Varian Primo trying to do something, but it's not gonna
It's
happen.
not gonna happen, but
right now.
they might
because-
try to force it out here. NSJ with the Tychus trying to get in the proper position and try to zone them out, poke them out. But Primo is the one who's getting poked out actually here in this.
Even with Brightwing right now, you know,
true.
it's still pretty grim. I think it's
a
the late
slow
game.
heal. Yeah, it's a slow heal
heal
for them. But meanwhile, Hiskoa getting the flank in. Look at that. They're going to collapse onto the members of Meowpork, and they are forced to back away. Artanis trying to run, gets stunned, and that'll be a pick, just as you said. But the fight still continues. Stronger will get picked out as well. Hiskoa still leading the front line at this point. Even Zagara is gonna get stunned. Hiskoa in the back line. Actually, that's just his clone.
Yeah,
right
the
there.
clone right there. I thought it was a real one, but yeah. But still, there's still a top temple. Renovatio is going to have to look for some way to get back into the clashes. Meowpork really controlling it pretty well with the triple tank.
Yeah.
That Dehaka is actually dishing out so much damage with that swarm right there. It's pretty annoying to see for how Meowpork is actually dealing with this right now. I think it's a good call with the choices, but
yeah.
you know.
The execution as well. They're just forcing them out and back onto their structures so that they will not be able to make the flanks, make the rotations, just pressuring them onto the sides. But here comes another. Oh my god, that's a 4-man root coming from the Malfurion as well. Great play by Meowpork, and now Renovatio is on the run, stronger as well, and the Brightwing is almost dead. He will be safe. Guess not. Artanis tries to dive in and finish off the kill, but looks like they will settle with one. And Prismo, are they gonna find Prismo?
No.
Yes, they will. And he goes against the
It was a
Malfurion.
last-ditch effort. Oh, he goes
man.
down. That's so sad right there. With Primo trying with the sneaky teleportation out, but it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, it's not gonna work.
You can do your Hearthstone later, my friend, because you're gonna go down first. But right now, Renovatio in a pretty tight spot. I mean, they're gonna have to soak lanes like crazy right now. Looks like NSG goes for the camp as well, but Enevir joining the fray as well, going for the mercenary camps, which is actually a pretty good move because you know, Renovatio is going to have to look for a way to come back into the fight right now.
True.
It looks like you know, Meowpork has their siege camp down and Renovatio as well.
Yeah, they need to regain control of this map because it seems that they are this. It's a topsy-turvy world right now compared to the first game, where they are the ones that are trying to adjust to what Meowpork has been doing for these past few minutes. And it seems that every time Meowpork comes up on top with their clashes and with their rotations as well. So even though Renovatio tries to catch Meowpork off guard, it just turns around and they still get the upper hand. We're close to that level 10 power spike here on Meowpork.
Yeah. So Renovatio is trying to chase that XP lead, and you know, looks like Varian is going to try to look for a spot to gank, but it's not happening anytime soon.
Yes.
It looks like Samuro dealing really a lot of damage on those camps, but the top lane being pushed out by Strong. Actually, I think they're catching up, but they're gonna have to catch up even sooner right now. So looks like Falstad and Dehaka both going to be on the top lane.
Yeah.
They're both going to be soaking. They both have the abilities to go back into lane. It looks like it's going to be a clash, but the swap fails for Dekersa right there. Varian in a pretty bad way right now, but he gets out soon enough. So looks like level 10 goes down for Meowpork.
Yeah.
Ooh, Expulsion Zone goes down for Zarya. The Horrify Gul'dan. It's not really a big question as to what ultimate
it's what
they're
you
gonna
get. And
yeah, the Twilight Dream goes for Malfurion. Artanis, I think they're gonna be picking the Suppression Blade. Even the Purify would be nice, but you know, it doesn't seem. Oh, looks like Primo goes in, stuns the Haka, but that's not gonna be enough because as soon as the Haka regenerates the life, oh, and Stronger goes down with the Mighty Gust right there. Celia in a bad way right now, but looks like it's going to be regaining health, and the Blade Storm goes down for Iskova. It looks like the Haka will be getting out getting out of the fray, but Malfurion in a bad way, and he's going to go down. It looks like Zarya wasn't in the clash.
He was a top. No wonder Renovatio was not hesitant at all to enter the fight and start something. Once they hit that level 10, they're like, you know what, let's go. Zarya is up top.
So Renovatio, that was the momentum they needed in that clash right there. As soon as somebody is out of place, which was a bad call for, you know, right? Ooh, and the Curse are actually denying the teleportation for Brightwing right there.
Nice.
It was actually going to try to zone someone out, but you know, it's not going to be happening. But you know, Meowpork still in a bit of a lead, you know, and Renovatio still catching up. But I think they're going to be doing pretty well.
We want this pick. Polymorph full land on the Haka, but he's just too tanky at the moment. And I kind of like the swap earlier when Falstad was actually at the top with just to deal and zone away the Haka, because obviously earlier his Koa was having a hard time.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Very early on, you know, the illusions don't really have much HP. But looks like the Cursa swapping out NSJ. NSJ is blinded by the suppression bait. It looks like Stronger going in. He's going to look for a chance to, try it. Oh, the Twilight Dream goes out for Malfurion, killing both Samuro and Fasad at the same time. Varian also goes down. And it looks like Meowpork is turning the tide of battle into their favor once more, and they're taking the boss at the same time.
You know, that is so smart of them. You know, what do you call this? Tychus is so zoned out. He was not able to do the necessary DPS that his team needs, and that is how they managed to clean up. They obviously Renovatio got separated there, and looks like they're taking all the merc camps that they could get.
Yeah, they can get, man.
Man, look at Meowpork.
Yeah, but still, you know, Renovatio is actually looking for moments to like catch up on XP. They're actually, you know, pretty much having an answer as well. They're trying to get out the boss. The boss almost stuns them.
Oh, man.
That would have been pretty scary right there. And it looks like, you know, Zarya is joining the fight finally.
Yes.
We'll see what goes on. Brightwing is on the top. It looks like Varian was pulled, but just for a moment. The Gerasa on the bottom temple. That boss is looking pretty low as well. And it looks like Brightwing and Fasta actually soaking up pretty much. It's just one level advantage. You know, Renovatio will still have time. It looks like they're catching Malfurion out of place right there. Oh, but Brightwing goes down even with the ice barrier right there. The Haka is actually up on top, finishing that temple for Renovatio right there.
Wow.
Oh, they almost got someone, but you know, they fell flat. Renovatio still is going. They're still in the game, probably, but you know, we have to see what's going to go on. Meowpork is, I think they're quite in the lead right now because
they are.
You know,
they're
up
making
on the
right
camps.
calls too.
Yeah, they haven't pushed the second tower, but you know, they're still in the lead for XP, and Renovatio is gonna have to find some way to like turn things around in their favor.
Yeah. Total control is what's happening here for Meowpork. But at least, you know, Renovatio still has a decent amount of wave clear if ever things get too messy with all the waves shoving in favor of Meowpork. So they're still trying to regain control. But this time around, mid is where it's at. Meowpork charging in. But will Renovatio get a pick? They're being a little bit sneaky here, finding that opportunity as usual.
Yeah, they're finding opportunities to like pick off the enemy team, but they're at the same time they're trying to soak the XP that's really needed. But you know, Meowpork is controlling the top to the middle lane pretty much very well. But I don't know about the decision for Tychus trying to push down bottom lane, because he's gonna have a hard time trying to circulate with the lanes because he doesn't have really a global ability
to join the fight right away.
Join the fight right away. That's true.
And the thing is, they really aren't hesitant. What if the prism actually connects right there?
Yeah, right there. They could have been caught out of place right there. But wow, the Gul'dan dealing so much damage with the third ability right now. It's pretty annoying. And they're gonna have to defend the middle lane right here and there. But looks like Artanis didn't really get someone. But you know, wow, Zarya looking pretty low. But I think Malfurion will have enough time to like clear
to heal
Zarya as well. And 16 is almost up for Renovatio.
True.
It's just a one level lead. They can even it out later, but the temple is going to be vital at this point because they're at their second tower, and they're gonna have to find a way to contest the temple as well.
Yeah, we'll see though. Falstad in the bot, Brightwing in the mid. They can easily just join forces here for Renovatio if they decide and find the opportunity that they are looking for, because it has been Meowpork's time. They have been dictating the pace of the game since, but looks like, will they give in to this pressure of pushing? Guess not. They still are gonna continue with this chase. Their Haka Getting a bit of poke coming from Falstad.
It looks like they decide not to contest for the top temple because it doesn't look like the top lane is going to be
Oh,
pushed out anytime soon.
true.
But it's a good call for Renovatio right
Yes.
there. You would want the XP experience lead. You'd want to push out and, put pressure on Meowpork. And it looks like they're going to be leaving the top shrine. It's not going to destroy it anytime soon. So
True.
it's a good call by Renovatio. Just putting up more pressure. It looks like Varian is pretty much out of the way right there.
Wow.
If he gets caught out of place, it's gonna spell hard. It's gonna be a hard time for Renovatio
Wow.
right now.
True.
So Meowpork still dictating the map control, but still, they have both their second towers. Renovatio is not gonna give this up anytime soon, and looks like will it be a clash though? We'll see what Stronger has to offer when he's
Oh,
on top.
Zarya!
Zarya is going in, trying to contest that lane, but it looks like it won't be enough. But Mercenary Camps go down. The swap goes down on a Brightwing, but looks like Iskoa trying to use his Blade Storm ability, but it's not enough. Brightwing still goes down. Zarya is in a pretty bad way, but the shields for Zarya is being dished out. Looks like Falstad Stronger is going to be going out, and with NSJ pretty much
Man.
seen right there. And looks
yeah.
like Meowpork still dictating the pace of the game right now.
Exactly.
Renovatio is going to have to find some way to get back in.
The game. Yeah,
the
and they're
game.
gonna get the boss too as well. So they want to stall this as much as possible. Keep bothering them. Keep poking them out. So once they try to come and push in, I mean, it's so difficult, especially with the Malfurion with a lot.
Ooh, the
time.
Haka is actually going in with the Ooh, and he actually gets stronger as well. The
Oh,
Twilight Dream goes down for Malfurion. NSJ got out of place. It looks like an expulsion zone goes on Varian. It's not going to be enough, and they get picked off as well. Will this be game? The boss is going to be advancing to the point. They're ignoring the shrines right now. It looks like they're going to go all in on the bottom lane.
Man,
30
14
seconds.
minutes in. There's the swap onto Stronger. He'll fly to safety. There's a stasis coming from the Brightwing. Iskoa
But it's
from
not going to be enough.
Yeah, I'm not sure, man. Here comes the boss, destroying still the structures. Instead, 3 members down from the Renovatio side, and they're hitting the
sick swap.
core at the moment.
And looks like this game is going to be going on Meowpork. Ladies and gentlemen, we wanted the third game, and there you have it. It's going to be Meowpork taking the second game, and we're actually going to be going to a third game.
Hot damn,
And
that was
it's-
a good game.
Yeah, so the third map, moving on. Wow, Meowpork and Renovatio, very well done with Meowpork right
Yeah,
there.
really impressive.
What I've mentioned, because both of them are veteran teams, and what we've seen there is a result of how experience
Yeah.
really deals in this kind of game, in this kind of matchup. Renovatio tried their best, but they fell flat in that game right
Yeah, the
there.
triple tag worked, man.
The triple tank did work.
And the thing is, coming from game 1, they realized that they could not move at all.
Mhm,
It was just them following wherever Renovatio was at. So when game 2 came, it's like, you know what? At the first start of the few seconds or the first few minutes of the game, we're gonna keep pushing, keep them at this point so that they are not, they won't have room so much to roam around and make the plays.
Yeah.
So that was a really good call for Meowpork. And after that, they keep controlling one objective from another, all those mercs, and then sieging as well. So with that, Renovatio could not find that opportunity.
Yeah, they couldn't find an opportunity. One thing that didn't really help them though.
What?
A wrestler. The Punisher couldn't join in.
No.
I think that was an additional 6 member for that team right there.
Yeah.
Man, looks like John Cena couldn't be seen anywhere.
No, definitely no.
Yep.
So with the Tychus pick though, it was good on paper.
It was good.
On paper, yeah.
Yeah, but it turns out Gul'dan was actually dealing more damage than both of the assassins combined for, a solo assassin, Gul'dan. Wow, a really
Yeah.
game-changing moment right there. We've seen how Zarya was actually giving so much shield at the same time. The Haka just regenerating what...
Everybody just
What-
dealt on him.
Yeah, there was damage going out, but not burst damage
Yeah, it
going
wasn't.
down. So the shields were pretty spot on with Meowpork right there. That's how they turned the tide of the battle.
Exactly.
Even with Malfurion not going for for the healing.
Healing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it didn't matter because
They couldn't finish targets soon enough.
Yeah, Renovatio couldn't finish the target soon enough. They were dealing the damage, but not really the damage really needed.
Yeah, needed to
When
make a pick, and then it definitely did not fit their style.
it didn't fit their style. Compared to the last game, wow,
Yeah.
it's an eye opener right there that you're gonna have to like pick something that's in your style in your comfort zone. But I think Meowpork exposed some
Yeah.
of them right there in the game. Gul'dan was a pretty good last pick assassin right there.
True.
He dealt so much damage, and it was so annoying that Brightwing couldn't really heal and keep up
Yeah.
right there. And the ice block, even with the stasis, he was still getting picked off even with Malfurion's follow-ups right there.
True. True.
Everything was spot on for Meowport.
Exactly. If you put stasis, Malfurion would just put a root under your
Yeah,
ground, and then
And
you're just gonna stay there.
Also, noting that entangling roots,
Mm-hmm.
even if you get hit at first, but you get stasis, you're gonna get hit again.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's going to be an annoying pointer right there. But good job to Meowport on
Yeah,
that
they
game.
really showed up, and I'm really excited for this game 3 because
Yeah.
at this point, I really don't know who's gonna win.
Yeah, we've seen what Meowport can dish out, and with Renovatio, being being actually contained during
Yeah.
that game. Well, I'm excited to see what happens in Dragonshire. What
Shit,
picks
same.
they're going to do. What are they going to deal with right
Yeah,
now?
it's totally different from their first draft coming from the Infernal Shrines, where it was a definite all-in kind of thing, dive, and then secure a pick, and then we're out. We're
Yeah,
gonna
we're
secure
out. We're just going to push out the other lanes
other
instead.
lanes instead.
But
so-
then during the second game, we actually saw something that wasn't really in the style for
for
Renovatio.
Renovatio, it's something like they picked that because they wanted to counter what
Yeah.
Meowpork had on the table. So they weren't actually, it was a good. Just
It
as you
was
said,
good
It
picks.
was good
They
picks.
were trying to answer, but it wasn't enough.
It wasn't enough.
It wasn't
definitely.
being seen enough. So, I think the two teams are trying to prepare for the third game
Yes,
right
three.
now. They're trying to connect.
So what do you think? Is Renovatio gonna be picking the same style from
Well-
the previous game, or are they gonna, adjust again what Meowport did?
Well, I don't see it happening though. I mean, if you're going to pick just a counter and it's not your style, you're gonna have a hard time.
True.
My suggestion for the Renovatio team, you're gonna have to pick something in your comfort zone, something you're really good at, and just do what you have to do, to win the
To
game.
win the game. You did say they like the snowball,
Yes.
steamroll type of
And
comp.
Sky Temple, revealed some of the weak points that were
True.
there right there and then during that game. So since it's going to be Dragonshire, it's also another snowball map, but since it's going to be a dragon, they're going to be down by one member. Sure, the dragon does damage, but
The abilities, of course.
the abilities are really not going to be a good follow-up. But we'll see with how both teams react. So, Meowpork is kind of new to me, but the members right there and then, we could show they were showing what they were good in the style of the
Yeah,
game.
and
as
they're
well.
experienced.
Mhm.
Some of the members are experienced in the pro scene, correct?
Yeah. So it's that was surprising as well for the triple tank. That's a first.
First
That's a
here, it's-
first for me. I mean, I've been watching most of the games for the European and the North American. Nobody goes triple
Triple
tank.
tank,
They only
yeah.
go double.
Yeah, they only go double.
They like playing it safe. They like controlling, but going a triple tank is so much control as well. But we found that to be annoying right there. The Haka had global, he had regeneration. He didn't really need the
Yeah,
support.
they were even though we said it was good on paper, but it was dealing slow damage. But
Yeah.
then, you know what? Let's head on to Dragonshire. Picks
for
and
their third
bans.
game.
Right now might be, the usual Ragnaros. We might not see him again. But
Hmm.
although some of the teams did not opt for banning, and sometimes they even opened that up for them to get added onto their team, but we'll see though.
Yeah, we'll see. So I think the red team is they're ban-
you
they're
know.
gonna ban Ragnaros as well. It's Hero
Oh,
League
man.
all over again.
The poor thing.
The poor Ragnaros. He's
Poor
not gonna
Ragnar.
see the light of day. You know, he wasn't actually banned during the previous matches, but
Yeah.
it was surprising that
That he was actually allowed to be
yeah,
in the
he
field.
was allowed to be in the field. But you know, right now he's still banned again.
Yes.
So sad.
Yep.
So we're seeing what the blue team is going to be opting to
Yeah.
ban right now.
Unusual,
Since
though.
Dragonshire, you know, the Haka, you've seen how annoying he was. He's going to be more annoying in Dragonshire because right next to the shrines is Brush.
Yes.
So that's where the Haka lives. You know,
Lures.
how he
Yeah.
how he you know, that's how where he comes out. You
Yeah,
know?
exactly.
It's gonna be pretty annoying.
Annoying that
Eh,
I'm gonna secure
I'm gonna
this.
secure this, gonna secure that. But well, they opt out for the Artanis because
Mm-hmm.
we've seen how Artanis is also annoying with his swaps.
Yes.
Those phase warps,
Persons,
so
yes,
annoying.
Exactly. So other than that, though, I kind of expect maybe somebody would opt for like a Li Ming so that they can actually poke them out.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. You know, as soon as they're capping the point and you know you're comfortable, but boom, Li Ming actually skill taps you into a dead zone, and then you're gonna get
Yes.
followed up on.
Yeah,
That's
you're
a
forced
pretty
to
good-
actually go home.
Yeah, you're being forced to go home, and you can't contest the point. Oh, and it looks like Malfurion's gonna be picked out first.
Still,
the support.
again, yeah.
You know,
One of the top picks
Yeah.
at the meta right now.
oh,
Whoa.
Zazaria the Gul'dan yet again. But Malfurion isn't on the Gul'dan side, so you know Gul'dan's gonna have to, you know, use his HP for more mana.
True.
But right now, Malfurion is really a god pick on
Yeah.
even on the North American scene, the European scene. The cooldown on basic abilities is the
Yes.
best thing to have for every hero,
True.
except for the ones with energy like Tracer, Valera.
True that.
The
true
energy. Yeah, actually, I'm surprised nobody's picking Valera right
that. Valera,
now.
I hate Valera. Poor squishies. Poor squishy.
She's a squishy, but she's a really annoying one.
Yeah,
And her
exactly.
stealth ability is pretty much top notch. But
Oh, wow.
Tassadar and Sonya, the patented Sonya as well. You know, this hero recently got a major buff.
Uh-huh.
It looks like Sonya lasts even longer during the clash. Something that was really lacking for her in the previous seasons. Right now, the whirlwind does significantly more damage. She lasts even longer as soon as Sonya does that whirlwind. You know, more lifesteal for the hero, and
True
the
that.
Tassadar to boot up for
Yeah.
that, a shield and lifesteal at the same time. That's gonna be a pretty annoying Sonya right there.
Yeah, I'm expecting maybe this kind of comp coming from
Yeah, I think it's the
Renovatio
side.
side. Well, you let Sonya leap into everybody else. Maybe probably a squishy, stun everyone, then follow it up with Malfurion's root, entangled roots,
Yeah,
and
that's
then
true.
everything follows up.
Yeah, everything follows up. And looks like the red, I think Renovatio is opting to ban Thrall, which is a good ban because if Sonya is caught out of place as soon as she leaps, or if she doesn't leap, even the Vengeance talent, the Berserker talent,
True.
it's a really good one because as soon as the Sundering goes down, or even the slow for Thrall, it's going to be annoying for Sonya because as soon as Sonya is slowed, doesn't have an answer to gain more fury. Sonya thrives on the fury passive, you know,
For her
energy
to be
fury.
fully
Yeah,
effective.
to be fully effective. And ETC goes down. Looks like they're actually countering Sonya.
Yeah,
right
this is
now.
the response that
This
they
is the
give.
response that they're
Wow.
giving. And so the red team is gonna have to pick a main tank to deal with ETC right now. But so far for the blue team, they're gonna need a support character real soon, or they're gonna. Well, they're not really out of options, but there's so much you can do with a support hero.
True that.
You know what would be surprising for ETC right now?
What-
An
what
Uther.
is-
An
Uther!
Uther. Divine Shield
Divine
would
Shield.
be nice on that mosh pit. It would be so good. Uther
True.
has Divine Shield, he has Cleanse, he has the Shrink Ray ability. Oh, it's
But
a
it's a variant
variant.
instead.
It's
Alright.
another triple tap.
Oh!
No, it can't be. Variant's a multi-class. You can't assume him to be a tank.
Yeah,
right soon. But
we'll see what
see.
he picks later. What kind of talent?
he's gonna get taunt. He's gonna get tossed.
But definitely.
So I think the red team's gonna have to have
The
an
DPS,
answer. Yep,
Tychus again.
Tychus again, because it's a triple tank and you
Yeah.
want the damage. But
With
I think the
health
burst,
percentage. Yeah.
the burst damage is gonna be dealt by Sonya, because as soon as Sonya slams down that avalanche, excuse me, that seismic slam, that's going to be pretty annoying,
Super.
and that's really burst damage. That's what this comp is about right now. They have the burst damage and they have the damage per second needed by both. So it's a pretty good response versus the triple tank.
Yeah, definitely ETC mosh pit as well. So we're gonna see, I think,
A main
a
tank.
lot of clashes
Yeah,
here if they wanna
during this.
during this.
There we go, the Haka, as I've
Oh!
mentioned before, the brush where he lives, where he thrives,
The brush
Haka,
monster.
the brush monster. The Haka's brushing himself on the side. Well, I think the support is going to be a last pick. It's very surprising for Meowpork. They're picking supports last, and for Renovatio picking supports first. Yeah, it's a complete
Polar
turn.
opposites.
It's
Yeah.
opposite from the European scene and the the American scene.
That is
So
true.
what I'm seeing right now, so it's
Really
topsy turvy here
Yeah.
in the Southeast Asia scene.
Exactly. So I kind of wonder. They have a lot of options. I mean, they got Brightwing. They do have what do you call this? Ariel again.
Oriel.
Ariel. I really want to see
you
her.
Really want
I
to
want to see her, man.
Oriel, I really want to see Uther, to be honest. But I think they're
Uther.
gonna go for a Rhaegar.
Oh yeah, Rhaegar.
Rhaegar is a
Why
pretty
have I
good choice.
How
for
could
here.
I forget about that guy?
Oh, there you
Oh,
go!
yes!
There's your Oriel!
Finally. There we go.
The things we wanted to see in this map
Are
are
here.
happening. It's
Yes.
gonna be a good third game right now.
It is. I'm super hyped about this.
Yeah,
'Cause
so-
it's the first here for C,
it's
right?
the first for that triple tank, and then it's going to be a double support. Who's gonna come out on top? I'm very excited to see what's going to go on for this third match right now.
You know what? When looking at Meowpork's composition, they're more like sustained team fights, outlasting,
Yeah, because triple tank.
triple tank, and then energy-based healer. All you have to do is just keep getting that damage in for
Yeah, yeah.
Ariel. So it makes sense with their composition. But you know what? For the side of Renovatio, what do you think?
Well, as I've mentioned before, the Haka. So they're gonna have to pick targets one by one as well. That's what they're going to be living for, as I've mentioned. Sonya and Tychus is going to have to deal the damage that they need to pick off those heroes one by one.
Yeah.
So we're gonna see, but the global presence, I have to say, goes for Renovatio
Renovatio,
right
definitely.
here right now. So we're going into the third game. It's gonna be a Dragonshire third game. It's gonna be a pretty good game.
Yes,
right now.
sirree.
Oops.
Super hyped
so-
about this.
Oh, actually, excuse me. It's Renovatio with the triple tank.
Oh, it's Renovatio with a triple
Oh
tank.
man,
Alright,
that's
there.
just
There we go.
confusing, but
There we go. So,
we'll see how Meowpork decides in this
one.
match. So
so it's like a taste of your own medicine type of thing.
yeah, it's a taste of your own medicine. But still, we're gonna see what happens. Oracle goes down for Tassadar right there. He doesn't want to get ganked right there. Gul'dan's doing a lot of damage right now. Stronger
With
a
a
hard
shield.
shield right there. And Sonya trying to go in, but NSJ is really low because of that. If you want mana, Gul'dan, you're gonna have to sacrifice yourself as well.
Yeah,
Stronger is
NSJ.
having much energy that he needs. The grenade toss goes down for Tychus, but not really dealing the damage much because Oriel is healing pretty well right now.
Yes,
So
definitely. I'm kind
So
of worried though.
topic.
Do you think that Renovatio might lack the damage that they need? They're more of like staying as long as they can
they're
in the field.
they're gonna try to stay alive.
Yeah.
But right now, we're gonna see what happens during the shrine clashes. It's all about. As I see right now, I think it's all about taking the shrines
That is true.
during the lane phases. But right now, Gul'dan still cleaning out those lanes. Stronger still trying to take more energy. It's a pretty
Wow.
ballsy move, but Stronger wants to get stronger.
I see what you did there, man.
But anyway, right now, I think Renovatio is controlling those
The
shrines,
shrines.
and Meowpork is following up right now.
Wow, look at that.
But as we see
Sonya.
right now, Primo goes on the Sonya. Sonya is really in the
Oh!
backside, but still the shields go out for Tassadar. Really well placed right there, and it looks like, Oriole's having a tough time keeping up with the heals as well.
Yeah, the problem with is just that, as you said, I really like the first pick Malfurion because you wanna hold that thought.
Primo is trying to go in, but he thinks he's out of place too much. The heal by Oriole right there, a miracle from the Angel right there at that moment. Wow, it was so close for Primo. I think he was out of place a bit, but
Yeah,
still,
thanks
it
to
was
the
a good heal from Oriole right there.
It
Very
was.
fast reaction.
It was.
Stronger, still trying to get that power energy that being dished out. The middle lane is going to be going for the red side. And Stronger looking in a bad position. Primo stunning Sonya, but that's not enough damage. Sonya, excuse me.
Oh,
And Zarya
no.
goes down. First blood for Meowpork going in. They're dominating the scene right now.
They are definitely.
But Renovatio is trying their best to try to get back into the game. It looks like Oria's still healing pretty well, but once someone is caught out of place and the damage is done,
Their poke is definitely not as effective as what Meowpork has on the table. So they're
That's
being
true.
shoved out and getting zoned out. And the pick potential coming from the Dehaka is also available on the side of Meowpork. So let's see how Renovatio adjusts to this. Because I really like the Malfurion pick. It's because even though they want to stay sustained into the fight, into the field as much as they can, but it's kind of hard if Gul'dan runs out of mana.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
what are you gonna do? So you're still forced out of the fight, lacking damage at that as well. So let's see if they're able to make a pick here.
Yeah, so Renovatio is still trying to put pressure on the lanes. Even if the dragon is still out, it's not gonna do too much damage at the start. Yeah, it's gonna take up the towers.
True.
But Renovatio still has to put pressure on the lanes as well. They're trying to multitask with what's happening right now. But Meowpork is looking ahead. 3 seconds left on that dragon, so I don't think it's going to be able to destroy. But Sonya's inside, and they're gonna take up the top tower. But Renovatio did do a pretty good job of destroying the bottom lane's gates
Yes.
and towers. They're trying to catch up on the XP that they need right now.
That is true. Great counter pressure from the bot side in response to what the top has been done from Meowpork. And this time around, looks like they are gaining control from mid to bot as long as they gain control of that. The Haka sitting comfortably at the top, of course, later once they reach. I can easily, respond later on if something happens.
Yep,
to
that's
Meowpork.
true. Oriel still try, to heal as much as he can. Oh, EDC gets entangled, but no, it's not gonna be enough for the damage right there because it's only Tychus and Tassadar. If Sonya was there, it would be a different story.
Yeah, true that.
But Sonya excels at actually clearing. Oh, it looks like a 1v1 is going to be happening at the top lane.
Oh, Varian versus the Haka.
Varian versus the Haka. Oh, but the Haka uses the passive ability to heal. It looks like Hiskoa is in a bad way right now. Oh, he actually stuns, but it's not going to be enough right there.
Will they
for
be
the
able to
Haka.
chase though? Looks like ETC might be able to go there, but they will bump into the Malfurion
the
with a root.
Malfurion roots!
Yeah, there you
Varian
go.
just in time. And even the Haka pulling a ETC right there and then. But good response from Meowpork right there and then.
Oh.
Primo looking in a bad way. Looks like the Haka gets stunned, but that's not going to be enough damage dealt by them as well.
Yeah, the scary thing about having just Oriel being your healer is that you want to maximize that heal by staying together in that
in the
single
radius.
point. Exactly. And you have to store energy for that to be, pretty effective at all costs. But if Meowpork deals consistent damage and, Oriel can't gather as fast as the damage comes, then it might be problematic for the side of Renovatio.
Yeah, it is very problematic for Renovatio right now because they're down by like a level. Oh, well, 2 levels. And Meowpork is just creaming them from left to right. Primo goes in on Sonya, but I don't think that's going to be enough. The Tassadar ultimate goes down. Even the Tychus laser drill is going to be going down. Primo in a pretty much bad way, but he gets out in time.
Man.
I don't know. I think the ultimates were a bit wasted right there because those weren't really sure kills.
True.
So those were like 3, 4 ultimates that went down.
Went down.
Yeah, those were actually everybody's ultimates. But
This
it's
is
gonna be
actually.
Oriel tries to stun the Haka. He does, but will that be enough? But it won't be. And Oriel, but Oriel gets out just in the nick of time. Right there, and the dragon goes for Meowpork as well.
Yeah, once level 10 comes from Renovatio, that is actually a window once they have regen their HP. That's actually a short window that they could enter the fight. But Sonya's heroic is gonna be up soon, so I'm not sure. They might be hesitant to actually enter the fight to that.
Yeah, but the dragon's not really gonna deal much damage. Oh, it looks like expulsion zone goes down for Zarya. I think that's a thought. No, that's a twin blade. It looks like Variant's gonna be an assassin in this game. And Oriel goes for the Crystal Aegis. Not really surprising. ETC is still. I think that's Primo. He's trying to opt for what ultimate he's gonna get. The Horrify ability goes down for Gul'dan. Well, it's a pretty common.
Yeah,
one.
common.
It's not really going to be a doubtful choice.
True.
So he's still thinking about what ultimate to get. And the bad thing about this composition is, it looks like it's going to be a mosh pit. Wow. Oriel doesn't have... Oh, Malfurion gets caught out of place, but will it be enough? It's enough! It looks like the expulsion goes down for Stronger, pulls off the combo that they need. Will this be enough to get back into the game? But will it be enough time? That Kraken... that Razor... that Laser is doing significantly annoying damage right now.
Yeah, looks like they're doing well in adjusting on what Meowpork has been doing this past few minutes.
And Renovatio is catching up.
They are, but you know what? There are no shrines to take at this point, but they have they've at least bought them some time and zone and map control, just in case.
Because Expulsion Zone and Horrify, not really ultimate abilities that have too much cooldown, so those weren't really wasted, and they were spot on. Malfurion was caught out of place, and he that was one of the momentum in this battle that they really needed. It looks like Primo trying to look for a significant other. It looks like Malfurion he escapes in time.
That is
Excuse
true.
me.
Well, I can see why they picked the Expulsion, because they already have ETC for the setup, and then Expulsion because they might lack damage, so at least they complement each other.
Yeah, they complement each other, In this lineup, we're gonna be clashing from here and there in this match. So
yeah,
it's not surprising what Renovatio is trying to do. Excuse me,
almost
Malfurion almost getting caught out of place again. Man, ETC really wants Malfurion so bad in this matchup. Trying to catch Malfurion out of place. It looks like both teams are at level 13. Not really much of a... Well, it's still a big lead, but both have their 13th abilities.
Already on the spot.
So I'm wondering what Varian goes for. Will he go for the bonus movement speed? Will he go for the damage reduction? Or maybe the armor? He's opting for it, so...
Great response though from Meowpork. They actually try to counter pressure what they're doing up top. So I guess Renovatio is gonna be forced to go back instead and actually settle for the
middle lane. Yeah, well, they want the XP advantage as well, so they're forced to respond by getting more XP as well. Primo getting poked down pretty much by the Haka is still in the top lane. Oh, and Sonya goes in, but Primo goes in as well. The Vengeance goes in. Meowpork really looking in a bad way. Silence goes down. The Horrify ability. Expulsion Zone goes down for Zarya right there. Sonya looking to back out. NSJ really looking pretty low, but gets more regeneration ability from the third skill. Sonya gets stunned. No, Zarya goes down, and ETC as well. He tried to activate the mosh pit, but it wasn't in time. It looks like the healing ability for Oriel isn't enough to be dished out during that game.
Exactly.
I'm surprised that Oriel didn't use the Crystal Aegis. I mean, where was the ultimate?
That's right. Actually, that was a perfect opportunity because there was a small window where Tychus was actually in the front line. That was perfect to land someone to land the stasis on someone that's in trouble already. Yeah. So that was a perfect opportunity.
I didn't see the Crystal Aegis go down on any of the
none of them.
people. So Renovatio's gonna their support's gonna have to step up his game right there. At that moment, the crucial moment that you needed to save someone, you couldn't save someone. Right now, Meowpork playing it safe with their dragon right now because it doesn't want to get poked out. It's waiting for the minions to like move in.
Yes, all their forces are being joined here at the bot side of this map, though, and it looks like they're having a hard time. The problem is, we have already said that if they all like clash together, they need the best setup that they could do. But it's just that it's such sustain coming from both sides. It's so difficult for the side for Renovatio with that one single heal, relying on Oriel if everybody gets separated on their side. But looks like they are gonna peel down this Dragon Knight.
That laser.
Oh, man.
Oh, Primo is getting pushed in by Sedia, but it looks like Stronger really wants that damage to be put on the shield, you know.
Wow.
Well, Zarya lives for the front line of the battle.
True.
But, you know, it's a different story in Heroes of the Storm. Once you get caught out of place and the damage is done, it's going to be a rough time. So it looks like Meowpork gets a siege camp just in time before, you know, Renovatio reacts properly. And the Haka having a field day with experience. They're just bathing in it.
Yes, sir.
but right now, you know, Renovatio's their support's gonna have to step up his game right now. The pressure's on the support because, you know, the Crystal Aegis, I haven't seen it go
yeah, that
even
was crucial.
once
So, because
in the game.
if you use that Crystal Aegis and you just use your heal, Crystal Aegis on a really good spot where you catch like 3 opponents, then the damage goes off, you get another stored heal to heal them again.
To heal them
so,
again.
We did not see that, although there's still a chance for them to actually execute that properly. The problem is that once Meowpork tries to separate everybody, you will not get the best out of that ult and the best out of that heal.
Yeah, that's true. So, you know, Renovatio's gonna have to find some more ways to step up their game right now. And they're pretty much in a bad spot. But they're trying to catch up, you know?
Yeah. Close to level 17, at least.
Both teams are playing it safe. They're trying to get XP, but Renovatio's gonna have to react to the top. Oh, it looks like Meowpork's gonna be responding to the bottom push.
They're gonna probably be careful for the flank that they might do. Probably go collapse all in to the members of Renovatio this time around. But looks like
the shrines were gonna be
the shrine is
though.
just their priority. Oh wait,
yeah, it looks like they're backing out for now. I think they're gonna go to the top lane. I think Meowpork, they're in the bottom, but no, they're not in that camp right now. So it's a good opportunity for Meowpork to like take the bottom camp as well. And you know, I've mentioned before, look at how much fury Sonya is getting from this patch right now. It's so good. I mean, it looks like Renovatio is going to be responding. Oh, it's too late. You know, they've all rushed out of there right now. Varian trying to slow someone coming out, but no, it's not gonna happen anytime soon.
Yeah, it's not gonna.
But looks like Hiskoa is going in. Stronger also be taking the shield energy that he needs. But you know, they're looking for one way to like poke them out right now, and now they're not really getting the connections that they need. But you know, Renovatio is going to have to look for someone to poke out. While that Haka is... Oh, looks like they're going for the Tychus, but, you know, it gets rooted instead. The double Side Storm goes down. It looks like Primo gets Sonya, but it's not going to be enough. The drill goes in the middle. That's actually a bit wasted opportunity right there because it goes down pretty much right away. And Stronger actually, you know, luring himself out of out there. Oh, but the poke damage from Meowpork is really annoying. It's... Oriel's trying to catch up, but it's not happening. And Meowpork's going to hit level 20 before Renovatio even does.
Exactly.
They're trying to put pressure, but the XP is not going to their favor right
at
now.
all. I mean, I think they're super pressured because the Haka was just having the time of his life without anyone bothering him. So Renovatio, at that point, they were thinking, we should start a fight. We should do something now and catch someone off guard. But it seems like they cannot get the pick that they want. They cannot... you know, finish off a kill, and because Meowpork just exactly knows what they're planning, and again, map control goes to Meowpork once again.
Even the dragon does go down for Meowpork.
Yeah, even the dragon. So
So right now, looks like they're going haywire all in. Looks like Tassadar uses his ultimate right away. He's gonna push down that lane right there in the middle. He goes for the ultimate for every time his basic attacks hit
Oh, that hurts.
something. He's gonna cool down right away. And the Gerza still being the front line gets Primo right away. Will he be rooted? But
Power slide is out.
Power slide is out. But Oriel gets pushed back outside. Looks like NSJ is trying to poke down the dragon, but I think this will be the deciding moment. Will Renovatio be able to, excuse me, defend this? ETC goes in. It's going to be stunning the heroes. Fear goes down for, Tassadar. The dragon is going to be going down. The red team is looking pretty low right now. The Haka trying to get out, but looks like Sonya is going all haywire on the point, but they will be backing out. The mosh pit goes down for Primo, catches Sonya at the same time. It goes down. The Crystal Aegis finally goes down for Oriel right there. And this is the momentum that Renovatio has been looking for. Ooh, and Tassadar went down. I think it was because of the Gul'dan ability. Looks like Stronger is trying to chase them down. And the stun goes out on Malfurion. Malfurion goes down as well. This is the momentum they need. This is what I've been talking about. Renovatio trying to pull it off right here and then. But I think Tychus will be getting out of the fray.
Yes, sir.
Right now. So this is Renovatio's chance to push the lanes.
Yeah,
this is their moment to like
gain control.
Get back into the game. Stun goes down on Tychus. Looks like the charge. Oh, the expulsion zone wasn't really on point by Stronger right there. A good try though, but it's a short ability cooldown, so I don't think it's wasted pretty much right there.
Yes, it is, and Tassadar is the latest. Actually, no, Malfurion will be the latest person to actually spawn back into the field, and they are going to secure all the resources that Renovatio can get in the map at the moment, since they have a lot of time to actually do that at this point, and not give anything more from Meowpork to take. So it might be in time until the shrines actually spawn. There we go. So at least they get a little breather from everything from earlier.
But Renovatio's gonna have to be careful because 46% on the core. Meowpork has every opportunity to go backdooring on that core as well. Even at the bottom lane. Bottom lane has more space to sneak past around anybody, and as soon as you think they're out of the map, and wow, the Horrify goes down for NSJ right there. He gets stunned by Oriel, but I don't think it's going to be enough. The stun also for Varian, but no, it's not really going to connect right there. Stronger gets slowed down by Tassadar. Stronger's by himself. He's going to the Crystal Aegis goes down for Oriel. The jump goes on Varian, even ETC proccing the mosh pit, but that's not going to be enough. The laser finally being in a position that's favorable. Looks like the blue team is going to be, ETC's blue team is going to be going down. Right now, Tassadar goes down. Even the other team members, and even Tassadar goes down. Wow.
Wow. You gotta the Haka tried to make a pick onto Ariel, the only healer over Renovatio's team, and he E'd the Haka out of the way, zoning him out, making him, a little bit useless for that time duration, and that was definitely well played. But Sonya at the moment trying to buy some time by securing the top shrine.
Yeah, the top shrine.
But at this point, you know what? Renovatio gets another breather. Actually gets that level.
Yeah, the level that they need, the breather that they need as well. Looks like Meowpork's gonna be securing both shrines, but they're gonna have to look for an opportunity to pick off the members. But I don't think that's happening anytime soon because Renovatio's trying to lure them into the middle, but I don't think that's gonna happen as well. So NSJ decides to take the top shrine to contest at the point. So
yes, try to.
But the bottom is getting so much pressure. Remember, but as soon as those merc camps and those siege minions come knocking at your door, that's gonna be annoying to deal with right now.
It doesn't give you much room to work around the map because you are, just as you said, pressured to stay at the bot, protect it, and make sure that no one tries to backdoor or the minions are knocking onto your core. So this time around for Renovatio, they did what they could earlier. They could actually replicate that same scenario again as long as they're given the chance to. And you can see how, Oriel was super patient on the Aegis.
Yeah, the Crystal Aegis.
Yes.
Which was very, very vital at the moment. But, Primo missed his chance to mosh pit properly.
True.
So really couldn't get down the, But, to be honest, it's all about the mosh pit right now. If ETC can pull it off, that's going to be very vital against Meowpork right now. It looks like Renovatio knows where Meowpork is situated in the map, so it's pretty.
Yeah, no sneaky plays.
Yeah, no sneaky plays right now,
Yeah.
and I'm not surprised that how Renovatio is playing right now. They're actually pretty safe. NSJ going to get poked down from Tassadar's Psionic Storm ability, but it's not going to be enough as well. Looks like Renovatio is going to be responding. The Tassadar is really out of place, but he uses his third skill as well. Looks like the Hack is going to be pulling Primo in. The ultimate ability for Tassadar goes down. The Crystal Aegis goes on ETC. And looks like his goal is going to be going down. No, it's not going down anytime soon. The Expulsion Zone goes down for Zarya, but it's not enough. NSJ going 1v1 against Tassadar, but it's not enough. The Twilight Dream goes on by Furion. Looks like the blue team is down by 3 members. It's only Ariel and Zarya that's up right now.
Wow.
I don't know how they're gonna respond to this. It looks like Meowpork will be taking the game, but
wow. Gul'dan was not in the same place as where everybody else at.
yeah, and once you go 1v1 against a Tassadar that has a psionic, that has the ultimate ability, he's dealing so much damage against the hero. And you know,
Yeah.
look at it. He can even go 1v1, and looks like the Dragonite is going straight for the core.
There we
and
go.
looks like Renovatio will be down and out for this game right now, and the GG is called
Wow, amazing.
for Meowpork right now. And yes, it looks like Meowpork is your winner for the third match.
Congratulations. That was
to
awesome.
Team Meowpork.
Yeah.
And it looks like we know who's going to be moving on
To the next round.
to the next round. Very